As we're all aware, laws in California regarding the Second Amendment have been completely unconstitutional for a long time. And mostly because the majority of the citizens of California, specifically LA County, are very anti-gun. But what we're seeing is a gigantic spike in gun ownership in LA from anti-gunners, specifically because of a massive increase in violent crime in LA. Now, this isn't news necessarily, but what is news is that in order to purchase a handgun and have a concealed carry permit, you have to prove that you have something of value worth protecting. So as a result, the rich elite are able to get permits because they're saying, look at the value of my home, look at the value of my property, look at the value of my cars. I clearly have something to protect here, and they're getting permits. Whereas in people who are not homeowners, those are people who are renting or in a low income area, they are not receiving these permits because it's being deemed that they don't have anything of value worth protecting. Because again, in order to get a permit in LA, you have to prove that you are at risk or you're in some sort of danger, and the rich elite are doing that by showing the monetary value of their property. And ultimately what this is saying is that if you have a lot of money, then you are worthy of protection. If you don't, you are not worthy of protection. Your life does not have value. Your family's life does not have value. The only thing that has value is your personal property. So ultimately what California is doing is they're making a lot of assumptions that people who have high value homes, they're more at risk to violent crimes because they're bigger targets. And in the end, this just becomes a huge racial issue, first and foremost. It's definitely a huge socioeconomic discrimination taking place, ultimately saying if you have money, you can carry a firearm in Los Angeles. If you don't, you cannot. Now, what we've seen also is the only gun shop in Beverly Hills is only getting permits from the rich elite. And typically that tends to be rich white elite as well. And socioeconomic discrimination often will hit the minorities. And this is just another example of discrimination and racism through socioeconomic sanctions. And ultimately, again, you got the money, you got a permit. You don't have the money, you don't get a permit. And again, it's a huge socioeconomic discrimination that really ultimately says if you're rich, you're allowed to protect yourself, that your life has value, your family's life has value. But if you don't have any money, your family's value and your life does not have any value, according to the great state of California. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. If you have any insight into this, put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.